Siphamandla, we saw yesterday a lot of activity, people even flouting some of the regulations, a lot of the regulations in fact. What's happening there today?
Very quiet for now, but things will get heated in the afternoon as we expect more and more supporters of former President Jacob Zuma to come to Nkandla today to continue to show support and solidarity. But D-Day is tomorrow. According to those who are organizing former President Jacob Zuma's supporters, they say they will be flocking to Nkandla tomorrow. What is happening here now is that a stage has been set. My colleague Bonga Mkize will try and zoom in to show you over there. There is a truck that has got a stage. That's a mobile stage. It's been set. That's where we expect that there will be some music and people addressing this crowd, which is anticipated or expected to gather here. So we are expecting a political gathering here. And I can tell you that there are also, I think I'm spotting someone there who is a very interesting character. I can't see properly, but that looks like Umgelichi, who is Indona Nomtitielwa Mabuto. Umgelichi, of course, is known for being the one who leads Amabuto every time there is something happening at the Zulu Royal Palace there. So the gentleman, I think Bongam Kize can zoom in and show you that gentleman. That is the one who's responsible for Ukditiela Noghola Amabuto. We have seen a number of local men here and coming to show their support to former President Jacob Zuma, being led by a local Nkosi Nqamalala, Nkosi Ubhekumuzi Zuma of the Nqamalala clan here in Nkandla. So what is happening also on my right, I think we'll be able to see Edward Zuma, who is the son of former President Jacob Zuma, is busy discussing something there with some of the people who have come to support his father. But let me tell you that interestingly, our sources are telling us that negotiations are underway between former President Jacob Zuma, or let me say talks rather, not negotiations. Talks are underway between former President Jacob Zuma and the leadership of the African National Congress in KwaZulu-Natal. They include Provincial Chairperson Sihle Zikalala as well as Provincial Secretary Mdumiseni Ntuli. I've also spotted a motorcade which belongs to the chairperson of the ANC in the Musadladla region. Those who are familiar with KwaZulu-Natal will know that Musadladla region of the ANC encompasses Richards Bay and Nkandla. So I've spotted a motorcade belonging to Mr. Mdu Mhlongo, who's the regional chairperson of the ANC in the Musadladla region, but also the mayor of Umhlatuze municipality in Richards Bay. Those are some of the leaders believed to be in talks with former President Jacob Zuma. That is not surprising because the National Executive Committee of the African National Congress has mandated the provincial leadership to be in talks with the former president. After this, these leaders will have to go back and report to the NEC, which has decided to deploy its heavyweights here, most of them who serve in the security and justice cluster. They include State Security Minister Ayanda Dlodlo, Defense Minister Nosiviwe Mapisa Nqakula, Police Minister General Peggy Cele. There is also Transport Minister Defikile Mbalula, Jeff Khadebe, who is the head of ANC Police. So those are some of the heavyweights that have been deployed by the ANC NEC to come and assist the provincial leadership of KwaZulu-Natal in dealing and navigating through this difficult terrain here as the former president is running out of time in terms of the Concord judgment. His deadline expires at midnight tomorrow, which is Sunday, but we are aware that he has filed an application at the Constitutional Court asking that highest court in the land to rescind the decision. He has also filed and applied to the High Court of KwaZulu-Natal Division sitting in Pietermaritzburg to stay his arrest for now. That application will be heard on Tuesday. We expect him to address his supporters tomorrow afternoon, time to be confirmed.
All right, let's bring in Aviwe Mtila now, another senior reporter here at eNCA. Aviwe, where exactly are you? Are you seeing the same type of activity that Siphamandla is seeing where he is?
Maseko, I'm half a kilometer away from the Nkandla homestead where those conversations are currently ongoing inside there. Mine is to monitor around the situation on the road and the streets. And I can tell you it's been fairly quiet. You'd expect a lot of police visibility as there was a roadblock even yesterday. But today there is no such roadblock. There's a police station further down here where you can see heavy police presence there, but they're still inside that police station. But the bit of action, Maseko, that I want to show you is is the gathering of what we suspect is Amabuto. Further up on that hill, where we will be going shortly, even some of the people that we've met along the way, some of the young men, the Zulu men, making their way, which we understand, they told us themselves that they're going to converge with the Amabutu there. Then from there, they will make their way. They were singing now, it's in song just moments ago. As they converge there, we believe that they'll then make their way to the Nkandla homestead where the president is. We understand with some of the senior officials from government, the premier himself, and some of the, we understand, NEC, top ANC members inside there. But we'll give you that the minute that we get to that hill, find out their plans on the ground. But in and around Nkandla, it's been fairly quiet in terms of police visibility. We saw them at the police station, but nothing around in terms of the roadblocks. And the traffic is actually flowing quite smoothly.
Let's go back to Siphamandla. Siphamandla, the presence of Induna, for instance, and the leader of Amabutu, I know they were there even during previous days. Does it go back, for instance, to the argument by those in the ANC, in KZN, saying that sometimes the former president is attacked because he happens to be Umzulu?
I think that's the tribalism debate that you will not be able to divorce here. There are those who believe that this has been turned into tribalism, whereas there is no need to do so. The Constitutional Court was clear that the former president is being sentenced for violating and defying a court order to go back to the State Capture Commission of Inquiry. Of course, the ground is fertile. There are those who will try here and come up with conspiracy theories that the former president is being targeted because he is Umzulu. Of course, there are those who will say that is not the case. The former president violated the Constitution, violated the court order, rather, for refusing to go back to the Zondo Commission. It could have been anyone of any nation, whether Umzulu, Umxhosa, Umpedi, Umsotho, Umswati, anyone who violates the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa or who defies a court order of the highest court in the land will be sentenced. I mean, that's just logical. It's common sense. It's got nothing to do with any nationality or nation or tribe here. Of course, there are those who are stirring that pot of tribalism, trying to turn this into a tribal issue, yet it is not. Yes, politicians here are saying that is not the case. People must go and support the former president on the basis of him as a leader, not to say because he is Umzulu or something. And the presence of Induna here, and I'm sure it will, of course, bring that controversy, because some people will be asking a question to whether will he be leading Amabuto sanctioned by the royal family. And I can tell you, I do not speak for Amazulu royal family, but I will doubt there will be such an order to say Amabuto must come here and defend former President Jacob Zuma. If there is such a royal order, it will be for the first time in the history of such an order being issued. But I will tell you, I can bet my last cent, there is no royal order to say Amabuto must come here and defend former president. Those who are coming here to defend the former president in their own capacities. And if there was an order to say Amabuto must come here to defend the former president, that would have been communicated, but it would be bizarre because it has never happened before. Amabuto are only loyal to the king of Amazulu, and that's it. Any other person who's being defended is being defended by those who do that in their private capacities. But of course, the presence of Amabuto here will raise concerns, and it will feed into the narrative that this is about tribalism, yet it is not. It is about one individual leader who swore to protect the Constitution, who pledged loyalty to the Constitution, but who defied the court order of the apex court in the country.
I just want to come back to you as well, Siphamandla. You've covered the former president quite extensively in your career as a political journalist. But in terms of those papers, and I'm not sure if you read them all, the papers that were filed yesterday by the former president, he is, as you said, applying in the High Court as well, sitting in Pietermaritzburg, for them to sign off a stay. And he's trying to get them to reverse what the Constitutional Court said in terms of the police minister and the police commissioner making sure of his arrest from Monday. Could we read this as the former president saying that he will not hand himself over?
I doubt. I mean, the former president, like any South African, enjoys that constitutional right to explore all legal avenues and legal recourse available to him. And I think the fact that he's using courts of law to challenge this, he is within his own constitutional rights to do so. The biggest challenge here will be for the police to say, once the deadline lapses, once the former president's deadline that has been given by the Constitutional Court to say by the end of 5 calendar days, not working days, 5 calendar days, which if you count expire on Sunday midnight, if the former president has not handed himself over to the nearest police station to be taken through to the nearest correctional facility, okay, in this case not nearest because we know that he is set to be taken to Westville prison in Durban, which is kilometers away from eNCA. Once that deadline lapses, police commissioner and the police minister have been given 3 days to enforce that judgment, to ensure that they assist in bringing the former president to the nearest facility. But he is exercising his constitutional and legal rights of pursuing the matter further. That application to the Concord, where he says basically, due to my ill health and then my financial status, I received wrong legal advice. Please reconsider your decision to sentence me to imprison or to 15 months in prison. I am not fit medically, my ill health prevents me from being sent to jail, I don't have money. I decided not to challenge that application, which led to me being sentenced because I was trying to avoid, getting costs and all of that. The former president is arguing in his court papers. That is his argument. So, but now there is this pending imprisonment, which he needs to go to court to say, while I'm doing this application, please hold off for now from arresting me. That's why he's going to the Pietermaritzburg High Court. At the Pietermaritzburg High Court, his application is simple, to say, pending the finalization of my application to the Constitutional Court, please do not send me to jail for now. Let's wait up until that one is finalized. So these matters are separate, but they run parallel because they are intertwined and they affect each other.